all the viewers in my YouTube channel Statistics Made Easy, Biostatistics and Research Methodology. So I'm here with another video based on the viewers' demand that how to choose the statistical test for the research. So on the internet, different models, different graphs and different layouts are available, which you can refer to choose the statistical test for your research. But I am going to discuss here which is most common and accepted by most of the journals. So what I will encourage you to read further, whatever I'm going to suggest you that you can use, but still few other methods are there by which mean you can choose the statistical test for your research. So whenever we are conducting a research, we need to prove our hypothesis that our research is justified. For that, what we used to do, uh, first we will make the hypothesis based upon the different objective of our research, and by using the statistical test, either we are trying to prove our hypothesis or we will say that our hypothesis was rejected or accepted. So before choosing the statistical test, we have to see that data which we have generated through our research are belongs to what type, like either the data is categorical, either the data which we have collected is numerical. So data which we will make or which we will gathered during the laboratory research are classified into three different types. One we used to call as nominal data, which is also called categorical. The second is ordinal data, which is also given in the form of number. And third one is the scale data, which is the numbers only, but it contains some kind of measurement along with that. So ordinal and scale are given in the form of number, and nominal data where you will have some options to choose. For example, if you have a three different drugs, so drug A, B and C will be called as nominal type of data. You have a gender, so male and female will be called as nominal type of data, whereas age of the patient, weight of the patient, BMI of the patient, fasting blood sugar of the patient, then disintegration time, dissolution time, all these type of data will be called as numerical. So whenever we conduct a research, we will have a two different kind of variable in our research. We first one we used to call as independent variable, and second we used to call as a dependent variable. So whenever we are conducting a research, we have to see the effect of independent variable on the dependent variable. In this particular lecture, I am going to demonstrate with the example called A is causing B. Here A will be taken as a independent variable, whereas B will be taken as a dependent variable. That means we want to see the effect of A on B. If I'll take one more example, A we can take is the smoking and B we can take as a cancer, and our hypothesis is that prevalence of cancer is more amongst the smokers. That means if the person is smoker, he will be suffering from the cancer. This is our hypothesis, and if we want to prove or to justify this our hypothesis, we need the statistical test. So in this particular video, I am going to discuss about a different statistical test that how to choose. So for that, I'm going to use a presentation. Just have a look. So how to do it and how we are going to choose the suitable statistical test for our research. We require suitable statistical test to test the hypothesis. So whenever we want to test our hypothesis, we require a statistical test for that. As I told you that we have to follow 5 different rules while choosing the statistical test. So these 5 rules is going to help you to choose the appropriate and suitable statistical test based upon the type of data which you have gathered during the laboratory research or during the ward round from the hospital. First of all, the first objective is, what is the objective of the test? That means, for what purpose we are going to apply the test. Either we are going to correlate, or either we are going to compare. So we want to compare the means, or we want to compare the groups, or we want to correlate the trend in the linear regression, like this. So objective of the test should be clear. So based upon the type of objective, we can choose the statistical test. Second is the level of measurement for independent variable and the dependent variable. Here, the level of measurement, I have made another video. If you don't know and you don't have any idea what do you mean by the level of measurements, level of measurements is either the data is given in the form of nominal, ordinal, or scale. What is the measurement of those variables? If you know this thing, still you can choose the appropriate test for your research. Then how many numbers of independent variable and dependent variable you are going to use in the test? For example, two independent variable you can take together and you can see the effect on one dependent variable. So how many numbers of independent variable and dependent variable we are using or we will have? For example, we have a gender, and under the gender we have a two different categories. One is male and second is female. So we will say that we have a two groups under the gender. One is for male and second one is for female. Like this, if we have a three different drugs to evaluate and all the drugs are antihypertensive, we can say we have a ACE inhibitors, we have a beta blocker, we have a calcium channel blocker. So out of these three drugs, which are more effective against the hypertensive patient, if you want to find out, we can say we have a three different groups of drugs. So how many number of dependent variable and independent variable we have in our research? This is also used while choosing the statistical test. The fourth point is, which is very important, the distribution of the numerical measure. So whenever we are going to apply the test, we have to see that either our data is numerical or our data is categorical. So if the data is numerical, we have to check the normality distribution of the data. So this test for normality distribution will let us know, or it will give us an idea that which test we have to apply. Either we have to go for the parametric test, or either we have to go for the non-parametric test to test our hypothesis. So distribution of the data is very important step, and it will also let you know that you have to apply the mean for your data, or you have to apply the median for your data. And fifth point, which I have already discussed, is the type of data. What we have, either it is numerical or either it is categorical. So to explain all these five things, I have made two different tables based upon the different circumstances which we use to get in the research. So how to do it, how to choose the suitable statistical test. Here you can see in this slide that we will have a two different kind of variable in our research. The first one we used to call independent variable, and second one we used to call as a dependent variable. I have taken a example of A for the independent variable and example of B for the dependent variable. And dependent variable are also called outcome variable, whereas the independent variable, or sometime it will be called experimental variable or predict variable. So just be remember this thing, that whenever we are conducting research, we have to see the effect of independent variable on the dependent variable. So how to categorize? For example, if you are conducting research, you have to make a list that these are my independent variable and these are my dependent variable. And list of dependent variable and independent variable can be made, and you can write like this. I have written in the example that in this example, if you have a three different drugs which you want to evaluate, A, B, and C, so this will be called as a independent variable, that we want to see the effect of these drug on the patient and all the lab values like blood pressure, it is either it is your systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, body weight, pulse rate, and any other lab value will be called as a dependent variable. Mainly whenever we are conducting research in biomedical field or life sciences field, and in that case all the lab value will be considered as a dependent variable, and all the drugs, then gender, all the demographic profile of the patients will be act as a independent variable in the research. So how to find? Here you can see this table is going to represent when you have only and only dependent variable. That means you don't have any independent variable in your research. For that purpose, what to do? For example, we have only A, sorry, we have only B, we don't have A, and B will be called as a dependent variable. So in that case, here I have written normal. So here normal is going to represent the test for the normality distribution. That means either the distribution of the data was found normal or not normal. When I have written here normal, it means we have got the bell-shaped curve and data was found normally distributed and was found normal. And here when I have written not normal, it means that we have applied the test for the normality distribution to this particular data, and we have found that we didn't get the bell-shaped curve and distribution of this data is not normal. So here distribution is that much important. Either it will change the test from one sample t-test to Wilcoxon signed rank test. So you can see that if you have only one numerical variable which you want to compare with some others person's reading, so you can compare with the test called one sample t-test if data was found normal. If data was found not normal, in that case, what you have to do, the alternative of one sample t-test is Wilcoxon signed rank test. If you have a categorical variable but you don't have independent variable, in that case you can go for the chi-square test, goodness of fit. So this is the sign for the chi-square test. Clear? And so this table is going to represent only for the one sample where only one sample is there. So if you have a sample two or more than two, how to do it? How to find out? You have to refer this particular table. Here we have A and we have B, and as you know that I am giving one example to you that A is causing B, A is independent variable and B is dependent variable. So if your independent variable is numerical and it was found normal, and you have a dependent variable which is given in the form of category, and category are 2, then the test is independent sample t test. For example, you want to compare the fasting blood sugar with gender. In gender we have a two category, male and female. So you can find out the mean of fasting blood sugar between male and female. You can compare both of these things together by applying the independent sample t test. But you want to find out fasting blood sugar between the gender, but the level of fasting blood sugar was found not normal. That means you have to apply the test for the normality distribution to the fasting blood sugar, and you have to see that you got bell-shaped curve or not. If you got the bell-shaped curve, you can go for independent sample test. If you didn't get bell-shaped curve, your data was found not normal, then the test is Mann-Whitney U or log rank test. Clear? So by for two samples, these two tests are recommended. One is your independent sample t-test, and second one is Mann-Whitney U. Independent is parametric test, whereas Mann-Whitney U test is called non-parametric test. I will let you know one thing, that if your data was found normal in the test for the normality distribution, then we have to apply the parametric test. If our data was found not normally distributed, we didn't get the bell-shaped curve, we have to apply the non-parametric test for our research. If we will see the categories of the test. Now we'll move further. If the categories are more than two and data that is your dependent variable and independent variable are given in this form, you can go for the logistic regression. If data was found normal, if data was found not normal, then you have again you can go for the logistic regression. But here while writing the results, you have to uh, give the results in the form of mean for the this case when the data is normal, and where data is not normal, you have to write your results in the form of median. You cannot use the mean in this case. Clear? So if independent variable are more than 2 and it is given in the form of category, and dependent variable is numeric and it was found normal, then test is one way ANOVA. That means we want to compare three drugs A, B, and C against the fasting blood sugar, which is given in the form of numbers. Or we want to find out uh, the effect of three different drugs A, B, C against HbA1c, which is also given in the form of number. Then you can apply one way ANOVA. When this normal will turn into not normal, then the test will be called Kruskal-Wallis test. This one, which is the alternative of ANOVA. That means one-way ANOVA is parametric test and Kruskal-Wallis test is the non-parametric test. Clear? So Kruskal-Wallis test can be applied when the categories are more than 2 and dependent variable are numerical, but it was found not normally distributed. So if you don't know about the distribution, that how to find out that your data was found uh, distributed normal or not normally distributed, you can see my another video. You can go for the day 1 class, or I have made a separate video on test for the normality distribution. If you see that video, then only you will able to understand what the mean of normal and what was the mean of not normal. Clear? So like this you can follow. That means if you have a independent variable numeric and dependent variable is also numeric, but dependent variable is not normally distributed, then the test is Sperman correlation coefficient test. Clear? And if both the variable are given in the form of numeric and both are found not normally distributed, then also we can go for the test called Sperman correlation coefficient test. So this table you can use, you can refer to choose the appropriate statistical test. Clear? For unpaired variables. So what I will recommend, I will recommend you to study further, because on the internet different layout, different tables, different charts are there, which will suggest you that how to choose the appropriate statistical test for your research. But this is the method which I have taken from the very well-known journal called Lancet. If you see the author instructions of Lancet journal for biomedical research, they have recommended these guidelines to choose the statistical test. And even I am going to make a further videos on how to write the results of the statistical test. Already I have made several videos on different tests, that how to apply ANOVA with the help of SPSS and one way, two way, student t-test, independent t-test, logistic regression, Pearson correlation, Sperman correlation. You can refer those video to see that how to apply all those tests with the help of software called SPSS. So further video which I'm going to make, that will be on how to write the results of these tests based upon the two different writing style which is recommended by most of the journals. Either it will be APA, American Psychological Association style, or it is MLA style, that is Modern Language Association. So stay home, stay well. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Take care. Thanks a lot.